Hey everyone, welcome back to Worth Playing for this week, which is actually just going to be kind of a look at a couple of really interesting Ludum Dare games. The Ludum Dare recently just finished up its 29th installment. Ludum Dare is a international, I guess, well, I shouldn't say all of them are international because I guess there could be local game jams. I participated in one, the Molly Jam, although it took place differently. Anyway, doesn't matter. The Ludum Dare just wrapped up last weekend, and there are a lot of really cool games floating around. And this first one we're going to check out is a game called Space to Go. So I'm going to hit space. It's a music game. It's really cool. So I can hold space. And that gets me to the next section as we're moving our way towards the star. And you actually have so if I kind of just jam on the space bar, it moves it a lot faster. Which allows me to manipulate the music in a little bit of a way. So, you know, you're still just moving from one section to the other, but in some ways you can change how the music is created. So this goes slower. So that doesn't sound as good. So maybe want to leave those. I don't know, see that didn't sound that great either. I feel like I'm flipping knobs every time I hit that spacebar just before the line. Oh, I messed up that one. Well, I guess maybe you couldn't have done that because it's the end of the line. Hey, I'm listening, buddy. I listen all the time. When Navi asks me to listen, I listen. I listen. I really enjoy games that make me feel like I'm composing music, even if you're really not. So it's, you know, it's abstracting the idea behind music creation. Button. So I guess there's kind of a story that's happening here as well. I'm trying to hit X even though it told me not to. Even though it was like, please, I am an AI and X is going to execute me. I was trying to do it anyway. Part of why I liked playing Fract OSC. Spent a lot of time talking to Vinny about how that game has some really deep systemic gameplay issues. I don't know, I'm probably not going to be able to say anything. I'm going to get too into I'm ready to show you my grooves. It's like Fract OSC is an exploration game. You're solving puzzles, but in the middle of solving the puzzles, you're creating music. And when you're in the middle of that process where you're trying to figure out how long for these lines to glow in order for it to complete the puzzle, which, to be honest, is there's different ways that, you know, you have these lines fill up, but that's kind of the goal for a lot of the puzzles in Fract. But as you're doing so, you're making just wonderful sounding music along the way, so that even when you're kind of frustrated because you can't figure out what the heck to do next, you're making something amazing along the way. And I think that's really powerful when you're playing a game especially when you're solving a puzzle, if the player feels like they're accomplishing something even if it's not the end goal is solving the puzzle. But in the middle of it, they feel like they're doing something worthwhile. Man, that was great. Wow. I would have loved if you had a little more maneuverability in there, a little more agency in terms of changing the sort of maybe the tempo of the music or the quality of the music, but they did a lot with one button. You're just hitting the space bar. So, you know, for a game that was made in 48 hours, I think there's a lot that actually is communicated for the player to actually engage with in Space to Go. And man, made some cool music. And it's, you know, it's not in Fracto SC, you have a lot more options available to you as the player because it's a much more mechanically complex game. But Space to Go operates sort of on the same playing field of, you know, I'm doing something very simple, but it feels like I'm doing something way more complex when it comes to making music. And I think games are especially great at allowing us to get a sense of what it's like to make music, even if we will never be talented enough or put the time in and to learn how to do that ourselves. And you could look at that as a shortcut, but I tend to look at that as music creation isn't something that I have a deep passion and interest for. But if I can get a tiny sense of what it's like for the people who are naturally inclined or have just put in the effort to be able to do that, I think that's a really cool thing. So let's move on to the next game. Alright, our second game, also from the Ludum Dare, is called The World Beneath. Seems like we're going downtown. Julie Brown. This is a game involving torches. So we are currently 250 meters below the surface. Right now we have no torches. Oh, wow. Okay. You move awful fast. So the little bits I saw about this, and the little bits I played, is this game has spectacular use of color. So now I have 10 torches. Ooh, hello. Got another set of torches. 19 torches. Oh, wow. That's a really great feeling. Let's do that again. I want to feel it again. A couple of games here with really interesting uses of music. Let's go deeper. Who wants to go higher up? Who want to go lower? Oh. Yeah, I'll take more torches. Uh-huh. There we go. 37. Oh, I can't see. So you can actually layer them over. Oh. Yep. It's physics. Seems like you slowly lower down. Man. That is beautiful. Give me more. Oh, I can't see anything. Very cool. So I guess actually it's... Oh, wow. That is impressive. Huh. I have to admit that I'm sort of mesmerized right now. I feel like I'm composing my own nature track, like Richard Attenborough should be narrating what I'm doing right now. I need to go deeper. I think that was a glitch, and I don't think I care. Wow. I'm not sure where else to go. Maybe it's just appropriate that we end in this glitch-ridden section of the game. Wow. Next game. Our third and, I believe, final game for Worth Playing this week actually comes to us from George Broussard, whose name is probably familiar to you because he is well known and associated with the Duke Nukem franchise, with 3D Realms, and you might not know it, but he actually makes a lot of very fastly developed, fastly developed. That's not a term you should use. Do not let that be the takeaway from this video, is going and using the term fastly developed. In any case, Joe Broussard, he often participates in various game jams, and he actually sent me a link. I think he sent me a link to other ones in the past, but for one reason or another, I have not featured them. But he sent me a link to this one, and I was reading through some of the comments, and some people really responded to Sunk, which is one he made for, as pointed out earlier, for the Ludum Dare 29. So let's go ahead and click to focus. Swim up. Oh, wow. Alright, so I get my stamina back. This seems bad. Oh, so I'm trying to last as long as possible. This is why is it that for 2 weeks in a row I have played games involving drowning? Oh, yep, that didn't, Oh yeah, the theme was beneath the surface. I guess that explains a lot what's going on. Home. That was not... Okay. Tips. Can't see this. It's below the little video. Or the game. Try to ride waves and ride the surface. No breath means rapid loss of stamina. Gain stamina and breath while on the surface. Okay. So we let ourselves sink down. Trying to get our breath back. Woo, woo. No, 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 no. Don't let there be sharks. Okay, so we got all our breath back, so let's sink, get our stamina back. Woo. Uh-oh. Bad balance of stamina and breath. Last week we had a game about drowning. I don't know why we're finding this consistent theme about drowning. Drowning is a terrifying prospect. Alright, get some of that stamina back. Come on. Get your strength back, buddy. Come on. Get it. Oh, I didn't. And then we died. That's unfortunate. That's a neat little game with a awfully morbid gameplay setup. And I know that sometimes game designers seem to be telepathically talking to one another and create games similar to one another, but stop making games about drowning. I don't like it. I don't want to drown. I don't want to know what it's like to drown. And yet twice this week, well, in the last week, I have actively participated in games that want to give that to me. Oh, the worst, the trifecta would be an Oculus Rift game that simulated that. We kind of did that with like the Kraken game, where you would just walk out into the water and start sinking, and then you just see this giant creature moving beneath the waves, and then these big white eyes. Oh god, that's creeping me out just thinking about it. It was like part of the Clockwork Orange, the scene where he's got his eyes open and he's being just force-fed images, but that's worth playing for this week. There are a lot of entries in the Ludum Dare. There are probably many more that I should check out, and perhaps that will be what we look at next week as well. So if you've got any you've played, if you've got one that you've made that you think is worth checking out, can't guarantee I will actually play it. Can't guarantee it will be in the feature, but I look at every email, and I will click on all the links that are sent to me. But that is worth playing for this week. I'll see y'all next week. If you have other games you'd like me to check out, you know how to get back at me. Get back at me? Don't get back at me. I didn't do anything to you. See you next week.